Hey everyone, this is Kieran from Eccentric Physio, and today's exercise is about building some rotation in the thoracic spine. We're looking at pulling and pushing exercises and things that are just going to bias more the thoracic spine. There's other stuff involved, but if you're feeling like you need to be better at pushing and pulling, then this is a good exercise for you. As we talked about in many of our other videos, there's some principles that we need to follow when we're getting into certain positions. And if you're not sure what those are, because I'm going to just kind of glaze over it in this video, but go back to like our thoracic rotation stretch or some of our earlier exercises for the lower back from a few months ago. And just get familiar with what that means with getting sort of tension into your abdomen and your lower back, because those are going to be prerequisites for being able to do this, okay? So I'll show you what they are in terms of positioning though, okay? So first, just think about being as long and as tall as you can and as wide as you can at the same time, okay? You're just stretching that way and stretching that way. So it's not a slouch, it's not a shoulders in, it's not a shoulders back. I'm trying to go as wide as I can and be as tall as I can. My ribs are down, right? So as tall as I can does not mean bending backwards. It means that my rib cage is lengthening. The lower ribs are going down and the upper ribs are coming up, okay? The second thing is that because my ribs are in, I need to have a bit of a neutral spine in through here. It's not to say that you shouldn't go out of it, it's just that for the purposes of what we're trying to do, we want this to be in a neutral position, okay? Time and a place for this to exit neutral, just not during this exercise. So, you're gonna be in this position, this is your start position. Now as I rotate, I'm not going to lose this position in through here. Where am I rotating? I'm rotating into the hips, right? I'm not losing my lower back position. You can see that my hips are moving sideways, okay? I'm gonna stay looking down at the ground the whole time. Choose something to look at, maybe your thumb, or if you're down on your elbow, have a look at your wrist, or even put like something colorful down here, like a colored pen, or just something to fixate on with your eyes, okay? That's the setup. Now, if we think about the pushing side of it, if I put that kettlebell there and I've got about 28 kilos, you're gonna use whatever you can push. And I'm gonna come down into here, doing that setup. I'm as long as I can, I'm as wide as I can. My ribs are in a little bit. I can still breathe. And I'm going to now, let's bring this a bit over here to start with. I'm gonna hold all those things and I'm gonna breathe and I'm gonna push. Okay? And then I'm gonna try and pull back. Keeping the eyes looking down. Now the point of keeping those fixation points is so that I'm more at my thoracic. It doesn't mean that they're gonna stay there the whole time. I'm just trying to keep them there, okay? And then switch sides. So, looks like a fairly straightforward exercise to begin with, but by holding the prerequisite positions, what's going to happen is you're going to be a lot more biased to having to move through your thoracic spine in this rotation plane, which is what it's biased for. You could rotate through your lower back, but there's not as much movement there. You could rotate in some other areas, but there's not as, like the majority of that rotation is going to happen in through your thoracic spine. You're also going to get into those ball and socket joints, your shoulder and your hip. They contribute to that. The others, not as much. They're more of a sagittal thing, and that's when we might express that movement, saying like hip flexion or hip extension. So just things to consider when we're doing our exercises. You want to be sort of intentional about what you're doing. If you like this video, then please hit like below. Otherwise, to check out more of our content in the future, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking our logo over here. And to check out our latest video, click up here.